My name is Brian. It's great to have everyone with us today. We are in the midst of a series wrestling with whether we feel like we have a place at the table, whether we feel like we're of a treasured child, as Chuck talked about last week. Am I a treasured child, and am I walking in awareness of that, or am I an abandoned orphan? And the thing that is so insidious is not the fact that both of these realms do exist, but many who are in the treasured child of God camp actually still behave and operate as abandoned orphans, thus my orphan attire today. We're going to learn today that one of the ways that we accommodate our orphanness, one of the ways that we try to make ourselves feel treasured, one of the ways we try to make ourselves feel secure is through our appetites. All different ways, all appetites for adventure, appetites for sex, appetites for money, accomplishments, learning. Any kind of appetites is one of the ways that we try to accommodate the hole that we have inside of us. Jesus actually is a unique deal. He's fully man, fully God at the same time. He's got a different deal going on, so he's different from us, yet at the same time, he's very similar to us because God comes in the flesh, and he has an amazing day. Actually, his best day comes from the book of Matthew chapter 3. It's actually communicated a number of different times in the Bible. And here's what it says. And when Jesus was baptized, immediately he went up from the water, and behold, the heavens were opened to him, and he saw the Spirit of God descending like a dove and coming to rest on him. And behold, a voice from heaven said, "This is my beloved Son, with whom I'm well pleased." An orphan reads that, and what he hears is, okay, Jesus has done a good job the first 30 years of his life, and so God's saying, okay, based on your performance, I now approve of you. I am pleased. And that's not it at all. Jesus hasn't performed any miracles up to this point. He's performed no miracles. He's performed no amazing teachings. What God is saying, in and of your identity, because you and I are one, I am pleased. Not because you perform, but you make me happy. That actually can be another translation. This is my Son who gives me pleasure. Do you feel that when you're around God, that he's just happy? And here's the thing. God would say to all who would be adopted into his family, you are my treasured child in whom I'm well pleased. So Jesus has this best day of his life, and he immediately goes from there into a time of temptation. He goes there for 40 days. Here's what it says. Then Jesus was led up by the Spirit into the wilderness to be tempted by the devil, and after fasting 40 days and 40 nights, he was hungry. And the tempter came and said to him, "If you are the Son of God, command these stones to become loaves of bread." But he answered, "It's written, man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that comes from the mouth of God." So Jesus, on all levels, is struggling, he is engaged, he's wrestling, and he comes up toe-to-toe with Satan, with the adversary, called here the tempter, who gives him three core temptations. We're covering one today, I'll cover the other two next week. Every temptation you have in your life will fit into one of these three categories. The temptation for appetite, the temptation for approval, the temptation of ambition. And so when Satan comes to him and says, hey, turn these stones into bread, it's really not on a level of, boy, aren't you hungry? Don't you fill up your stomach? It's deeper than that. That's just the entrance into the ultimate temptation, which is deny your identity. If you're the Son of God, come on, Jesus, really, you're really the Son, come on. You're really a treasured child? If you are, show your power right now. Unleash your appetite to tap into the things you can do as divine that nobody else can do. And this is what our appetites do. Our appetites draw us into the identity of that object instead of the identity of God. And you don't really know what your identity is in until you fast from your appetite. What would it be that you would need to be tested on to verify for yourself that, no, I am a treasured child of God? Because Jesus ultimately says no to all three of these things, and what he learns is, no, I am a treasured child. I didn't need these things. I'm encouraging you this week to go without. Pick something and say, I'm not going to do that. And you're sitting there going, well, certainly you don't expect me to. Yes, that one exactly. That one right there. See, Jesus had everything stripped away so he could dial in and make sure, yes, I am a treasured child of God. I'm telling you what, when you come to a place where you live in the realm of a treasured child of God, my goodness, that's the game changer.